Okay, so have you heard about this book?
Oh, which one?
The Ballad of Argus-7X.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of it.
I mean, people are going absolutely bonkers for this thing,
Yeah.
rioting in the streets like it's the next iPhone or something.
Yeah, it's really capturing audiences in a way that you just don't see very often, you know?
Right.
It's definitely got to be something about this story.
Well, it is about a sentient android
Oh, really?
named Argus-7X, and he's designed to be like pretty much indistinguishable from a human except for one super weird glitch.
Yeah.
He can't stand breaded foods.
Breaded foods.
Yeah.
Huh. That's interesting. It's like a clever metaphor or something, isn't
Oh,
it?
for sure. But before we get into that, let's talk about Argus-7X himself. He was created by this, like, brilliant but kind of eccentric scientist,
Mhm.
Dr. Eliza Voss.
Right.
You know, she poured her heart and soul into making him as human as possible, like complete with, emotions, vulnerabilities, the whole 9 yards.
It really makes you think about AI, doesn't it?
Mm.
Like, are we really ready for machines that can, like, feel and experience the world just like we do?
Yeah, it's like, what does it even mean to be human at this point?
Yeah.
And especially in a world where the line between, like, man and machine is so blurry.
Exactly,
Oh.
exactly. Now, this whole thing with the breaded food, it's not just a random thing, right?
Right.
Like, the author is definitely using it to represent something more.
Yeah, like some deeper limitation of AI.
Right, even one that's as advanced as Argus.
Right. Even though he's been designed to be, like, almost perfect,
Mm-hmm.
he's still got this one fatal flaw.
Right.
This glitch
Do this glitch.
that he just can't get over.
Yeah, and that's where the story gets good, right?
Yeah.
This whole conflict between him wanting to be normal, to
Yeah.
connect with humans, you know, at a deeper level, but he's got this thing holding him back.
The book does such a good job of describing this, like, internal conflict that he's going through.
Yeah.
Especially in that scene where he tries his first egg roll.
Oh, the Chinatown scene.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Like, imagine being surrounded by all those sights and smells.
Well,
And there's this crispy golden egg roll just like calling your name,
yeah,
but you can't have it.
right.
Not without, risking a total system meltdown.
It's like the ultimate forbidden fruit.
Exactly.
The book really gets you in his head, you can just feel how torn up he is. There's even this word that he keeps repeating.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
It's almost like he's just so frustrated and defiant.
It's so human, though, right?
Totally.
Like, when you're denied something you really want, even if it's for your own good, like, I don't know, have you ever been on a diet and then walked by a bakery?
Oh, all the time.
It's torture.
It is.
Yeah.
But for him, it's like even worse because it's tied to his whole identity.
Right.
Like it affects his ability to even function.
Yeah, so this egg roll thing, it kind of kicks off this whole chain of events where he just keeps trying to overcome it.
Mm-hmm.
There's even that episode with the fried chicken wing.
Oh, which, doesn't go so well for him. No. But what's so interesting is that it's through these failures that he comes to this, like, really profound realization.
Right. Like, it's not about beating this thing. It's about learning to accept it.
Yeah.
It's a part of who he is.
He's like, this is me. Glitches and all.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe that's okay.
Such a good message,
Mm.
especially these days when everyone's trying to be perfect all the time.
It is. So he eventually finds peace, learns to manage his, condition, and even finds some comfort in his relationship with Dr. Voss.
Yeah, it shows you that real happiness is about embracing those imperfections and finding connection even when things are messy.
Right. But even though he figures out a way to cope, like that desire for breaded food, it never really goes away.
Right.
It's like this, like, shadow,
Mm.
a constant reminder of what he can't have.
I think the author did that on purpose,
Mm-hmm.
to get us thinking, like, if a machine can want something so bad, what does that tell us about consciousness itself?
Yeah. It makes you wonder where the line between human and machine really is.
Right. Like, if a robot can feel the pull of a crispy egg roll.
Then what makes us so different? It's a question that sticks with you,
Totally. I think that's why people are reacting so strongly to this book.
Yeah.
It's not just sci-fi. It's like a deep dive into what it means to be human in a world where AI is getting more and more advanced.
It really challenges everything we think we know, makes us confront some uncomfortable truths.
And it leaves us with more questions than answers, which is like the sign of a truly great book, don't you think?
Definitely. It's like it's forcing us to think critically,
Mm-hmm.
to push ourselves beyond our comfort zones.
And that's the thing, for years, touring musicians didn't have in-ear monitors. And so they were constantly exposed to loud music.
Right.
And it really damaged their hearing.
It's like, it's not just about the music, it's about the whole experience.
Exactly. And this book, It's like that. It's not just about the story. It's about the whole experience of reading it, of engaging with these ideas.
And it's definitely an experience that's sparking a lot of debate.
Oh, for sure. People are talking about it, analyzing it, even dressing up as Argus for Halloween.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's like it's tapped into something primal, you know?
Yeah.
Our hopes and fears about AI.
Right, because AI is becoming more and more integrated into our lives every day.
Exactly.
So speaking of those hopes and fears, do you think these riots are really about the book itself? Or are they about something, deeper?
That's a really good question. You know, there is a lot of anxiety and uncertainty surrounding AI, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like this book has become a focal point for all of those emotions.
Yeah, maybe it's like a way for people to express their unease about how quickly technology is changing.
Yeah, or maybe they're just so caught up in the story that they can't help but react strongly.
Either way, it's definitely struck a nerve. It's a story for our times.
It really is. And I think it's going to be relevant for years to come.
Totally. So as we get deeper into this book, what are some of the big things we should take away from this deep dive?
Well, I think empathy is a big one.
Empathy, huh? How so?
Well, think about it. Argus, he's an AI, right?
Yeah.
A machine.
Mhm.
But he's also this sentient being with emotions, desires, vulnerabilities. He struggles with temptation, with self-acceptance, all those things that make us human.
Sure.
And by seeing the world through his eyes, we start to realize our own biases about intelligence and consciousness and what it means to be alive.
Yeah, to expand our understanding of what it means to be human,
Exactly.
especially in a world that feels so divided.
Right. Another big takeaway is acceptance.
Oh, you mean accepting Argus for who he is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it goes beyond that, too. It's about accepting ourselves, you know?
Yeah.
Our imperfections and limitations. Like, Argus's story shows us that we don't have to be perfect to be worthy of love and connection.
That's a good message.
Right. Especially these days when everyone's trying to be perfect all the time.
Right, exactly.
And lastly, I think the book really highlights how important it is to question our assumptions. How so? Well, look at Dr. Voss.
Okay.
She's brilliant, right? But she's so focused on making the perfect AI that she misses what Argus is going through.
She's so focused on controlling him that she forgets to just let him be.
Exactly. It's like the book is reminding us to be more open-minded, to question our biases and what we think we know.
Yeah, to be willing to admit when we're wrong.
Right, because that's how we learn and grow.
It's like the book is saying, hey, the world's a messy place.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes the best we can do is listen to each other and try to understand.
I think that's the real power of this book, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
It's not about giving us answers. It's about asking the right questions.
Questions that make us think about, technology, consciousness, what it means to be human.
It's such a cool blend of humor and heart and, big ideas.
You wouldn't think a story about a robot's weird food aversion could be so profound, but here we are.
It's all about the author's skill,
Yeah.
They took this strange concept and made it feel so human.
Totally. So what does this all mean for us? For the people reading this book and trying to figure out why it's such a big deal.
I think it's a call to action. Like, we need to start having real conversations about AI.
Yeah, to move past the hype and the fear and really think about the ethics of it all.
Right, because these are discussions we can't afford to ignore.
Definitely not. And this book gives us the perfect framework for those discussions.
It's going to challenge you, provoke you,
Yeah,
and leave you with a lot of questions. But isn't that what good art is supposed to do?
I think so. Make us think, question our assumptions.
See the world in new ways.
If you haven't read it yet, I definitely recommend checking it out.
But be ready for a wild ride.
And maybe, just maybe, after you finish it, you'll take a look at your own relationship with technology.
Yeah, think about it. Are we in control of our creations?
Or are they controlling us?
Are we ready for AI that can feel?
And what does it even mean to be human in a world like that?
Those are some big questions.
They are.
But this book isn't afraid to ask them.
And I think that's what makes it so powerful.
Absolutely.
So keep those questions in mind.
Mm-hmm.
And next time you see some mozzarella sticks or nice empanada, maybe you'll think of Argus and what he went through.
And maybe you'll see the world with a little more empathy and wonder.
It's crazy to think that a book could do all that.
It is. But that's the power of a good story, right?
Absolutely.
It can change the way we see the world.
And the Ballad of Argus-7X is definitely doing that.
It is. It's making us think about the future of AI.
And what it means to be human.
Exactly.
It's a story for our times.
It really is.
And it's only just the beginning.
Who knows what the future holds?
But I have a feeling it's going to be pretty amazing.
I think so too. And a little bit scary.
Maybe, but mostly amazing.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, well, that's it for this deep dive.
Thanks for listening, everyone.
See you next time.
Bye.